Peace, peace. All right, guys. Like and subscribe. Like I said, like, comment, subscribe. Why you're gonna want to watch this one all the way to the end if you want to know what I mean. You know, division or is division. That's kind of a play on words. So we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into this. Um, but before we get into it, shameless plug. Um, Go to the Etsy shop, Alchemy of Life Co. on Etsy. You're welcome to donate, Cash App, all that. I'll drop the links before we get started. .com/shop. Hold on a second, guys. Just dropping my links real quick. Then we're going to get started. Alrighty, guys. All right. Make sure you guys like the video as you come on in so we can get this, share it around, like it, share it, show your friends. This is going to be a good one. This is going to take you in directions to really just to make you think about what the fuck is going on today, right now. And, I don't like to fear monger. I don't do that. So we going to drop solutions at the end. This is going to be a classic take, probably one of the best ones I've done. So without further ado, it's division. And, well, what's up, Salavi? What's up? What is up? I believe I texted you. Yeah, I texted you. Shout out to Salavi, holding it down with the links. So how they divide the people is by energies. It's strictly divine masculine and divine feminine. They're really tapped into this whole principle of mentalism being the principle. So then they go straight to the principle of gender and polarity. So basically what they want to do first is they divide you by race and by gender. Okay, so if you look back to the 40s and the 50s, how women were subjugated as lower than man. Hell, even the black man got the vote. Even we got the vote before a woman could. That's already them. They didn't do that by accident. That's science. They're trying to break down the physical, mental, and the spiritual, but mainly the psyche, trying to impress that whole symbol, repetition and trauma onto the subconscious mind. So you notice in the 30s, 40s, and 50s, women were seen, just outwardly seen as lower than man, just out there, just like they didn't give a fuck. Because that's how, masculine dominated that society was. So they divided us by gender. So then they're breaking away the divine feminine and the divine masculine. And then how they further do that, how they further, complete that process is by doing it next during that time by race. Heavily by race. And these two were done intertwined into history. You can go back even further to the 1800s. Okay? So we're talking about racism. They created racism. as a construct. They already have you divided by male and female, by divine masculine and feminine, and are not whole anymore. I mean, this is the realm of separation, so this is what's going to happen. I'm going to get to the point of why this is, crucial that we know what the fuck is going on and why it's so important to them that these people, the government, and these secret societies have been doing this for ages. And you're going to see why. Stay around for the whole video and you'll get to see why. So basically, next, which goes hand in hand with the law of gender, they're going to go at you physically. At that time, they went at it physically. They divided by race: black, white, colored, Negro, nigger, all that, Hispanic. You're this, you're that. And what's up, Crystal? What's up? Peace. But they divided by race. That's pretty self-explanatory of what we've all experienced, especially today with so-called racism. Racism is just nothing but another division tactic. One of the main ones. It doesn't exist because we are all one. We all come from the same fucking source. That's the key to this shit. Unity is the key to this shit. So when you ununify by coming into this realm of separation, that's going to be the name of the game. All right, the name of the game: separation. In school, what do they teach us? The separation between church and state. And that was a double entendre. The church being the temple, the body. Okay, the state being the being, a state of being, the spirit, soul, all that. Separating those two things. They say those are now what? Separate. You see how they do it? Very slick, very subtly. And then the next, they're going to do it sexually. They're going to discriminated based upon and divided based upon sexuality or sexual preferences. This is very key about what they're doing today. This is one of the most key things here. Separating that sacral chakra for a reason. That sexual energy is divine masculine and divine feminine. So then what they're going to do is they're going to divide you based upon who you like to fuck. Straight up. Whether you're gay, straight, bi, this or that, I don't care. That's how they did it next. Okay, this was a process. It was planned. They did it through steps. All of this being repeated and impressed upon the subconscious mind, and they use symbols. They have signs and symbols that you could go to in historical sites where you have water fountains, colored, white only, colored only. Those are symbols to be impressed upon the subconscious mind and repeated upon. That is a sigil. So then that's the trauma or the spike in emotion. All trauma is a spike in emotions. Okay, you follow me so far? So then next, and all this is happening at once, but I'm just, I'm going through it. Then your political stance. Are you Democrat? Are you Republican? That comes with energy. Are you Green Party? Well, I'm neither one of those. I'm Green Party. I'm Tea Party. Again, division because it's divide and conquer. Okay? It's divide and conquer out here. I'm going to get to the good stuff. So, as you can see right now, look what happened with the whole Joe Biden and Donald Trump thing and the whole BLM thing before, right when Corona first hit. The election, do you remember how divided people were? You had whole families divided just because some people wanted to vote for Trump and the other wanted to vote for Biden. And now look at these Biden supporters. They're looking pretty fucking stupid, just to be honest. Pretty fucking stupid. Oh, Salabi, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. Just watch. Just watch. There is a fucking kicker. This is a watch to the end. You see, so now they took an age old thing with politics and they ran it hard, because now they tied politics in through the next way they're going to divide you is through personal choice and civil rights. They brought back the energy of civil rights into personal choice, whether you want to take the jab or not take the jab. So now you have unvaccinated versus the vaccinated. Do you see they're always playing at least two sides, feminine and masculine, divine feminine and divine masculine. It's all matched through those energies and the sexual energy, kundalini energy. Okay? So basically, the overall goal, with all saying that, because I'm going to keep going, is dividing the divine feminine from her protector, the divine masculine energy. Because the divine masculine outputs, it's the poking sword. It strikes. Now, the divine feminine does great for itself as a magnet, as a magnet field, but we're talking about the women here, down in, bringing that all of this galactic war that's happening in the skies, coming down into the bodies. Because what they want to do here is get men and women, in which they have done a great job at, especially through this feminism shit, divided. Once they divide and conquer, once they divide the mother from the father, then the ultimate goal, really, besides the woman, is to get to the child. They want your fucking children. They divide the mother from the father, and then they get your children. Because the child subconscious is wide open. Okay? Wide open. And the child doesn't know what's going on. So if the mother and father are at odds, then guess what? The child is theirs for the taking, in whatever way they wish to do so. That's a side note. But they want to divide the man from the woman. They want women to be unprotected. So they do so through different types of fighting, different types of things that get men and women having quarrels. You see it. Just watch social media, you'll see it. You will see it. And then the woman is open for the taking. Why? Okay. So let's look at the real plan. So let's look at the distraction, Lil Nas X. Look at Lil Nas X. Been doing some weird shit. Lil Nas X, transsexual men, and gay men are all being used to take the place of the woman, because that's what the demiurge, the remnants or the children of the demiurge are trying to do. Because that is the energy of the toxic masculine side that hates its mother, Sophia. So guess what? The last time you saw a so-called pregnant man was in 2008, which was likely a transsexual, likely a woman actually parading as a man, or was probably, just lies. I remember back in 2008 being a freshman in high school, and I saw it on the magazine, I saw it in the news. Our world history teacher used to always watch the news. It was part of the curriculum on his side in Mr. Friends' class. So we saw it on the news. There's this man who had a baby. So then what Lil Nas X goes and does, they bring that energy back. See, what they ultimately want to do is they want to take this the toxic divine masculine energy, or altered toxic masculine energy, and put it in place of the divine feminine. Think about this. You have some men, some gay men and transsexual men, and I'm not judging lifestyle, but that look more like women than y'all do. They look more like a bitch than you do. Shit is crazy. That's what makeup does. So then you have Lil Nas X doing the whole pregnancy shoot. That was them telling you, we got to protect our women, man. And we got men have to have that reciprocation from the divine feminine as well, because we're wide open for attack as well, because they're using that divine masculine energy to do so. So the divine masculine and divine feminine are under fucking attack. But they want to take they want to try to take over, the cosmos, or at least have a fighting chance to do so. They have to be able to do something they can't do, which is create. They don't have that feminine energy. So they're trying to install themselves into that, the light, the real light. Because these children of the demiurge have spirit of the demiurge and spirit, but they don't have soul. They're missing the second fucking key. They don't have the soul. So they're trying to steal soul force by dividing the men and the women, isolating the women, and usurping that feminine energy as much as possible. That's their only avenue, really. But they're trying to insert themselves into that feminine role and take the energy. They're trying to kill y'all out. And here's the kicker. Women just be parading this shit because they don't know better. They get you guys to support your fucking enemies. They got women defending Lil Nas X like it ain't nothing. And that is their fucking enemy. He took on the role. He did it. He must hate his mother. That's that archetype. He is a child of Yaldabaoth. He's one of them. So you got to see this shit. You got to peep the energies and see what's going on. A lot of people not talking about it like that, but it is what it is. So that's what I got on that topic. Think about that. It may not have been too long. Think about it. So what we can do is try to come together. Those who are willing to work with each other, those men who are willing to work with other women, let's do so. Build upon what we can. Protect your families, protect your children, train them right. If anybody should be mind controlling them, it should be you. So you got to study this shit. This is why I'm here to help you guys, do the work. I'm doing the work. I'm doing my shadow work and doing all different types of things that I need to do. Like lately, I really haven't been coming on like I wanted to. Like I said, I'm just going through a lot. I got a lot of work I'm doing, that I wasn't doing before. Now I'm in the groove of doing so through methodology and practice. I'm in my practical magic bag. I'm trying to get my shit up. And when I get when results come in, I'll tell you guys what I've been working on, and then, be able to help you guys, steer you guys in not the right direction, but one that has worked for me. Maybe it works for you, maybe it doesn't, but maybe if it doesn't, you'll be able to find your lane in it. It's time to get to work. Keep those frequencies up. If you need to fast for a few days, do that. If you need to, and the fasting can be from social media. We had that social media blackout. Everybody has a lot of takes on that. It could be body, mind, soul, spirit. Need to start meditating more. You want to work on your what's up, Okdrari? What is good? You want to work on your say telepathy shit? Then find a friend that's into the subject, if you can, or that's down, and start working on that shit. Start trying to send each other messages. It works well with people you're connected with. That's how you can strengthen it. The people you already have a connection with, especially if you live with them or if you're around them a lot, or if you're a good friend or whatever, because you already know what each others are thinking. Sometimes you'll be like, man, I was just about to tell you that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's your homeboy. Strengthen that. Just different things. That's the type of work that I'm doing. All different types of things. Working on the ego, working on this, working on that. I have a few good friends that are really good mirrors for me, and I'm really getting into it because there's some things that I want in my life. I just have to take the action. Fuck waiting around for it. Take action. So next off, we're gonna talk. We want to have a little nice talk too. This one's gonna be about your children. So protect your children at all costs. Eighth dimension, 8D, eighth dimension, 8D, or ADs. 8D or ADs. What is it? What's the spirit? I call both. They're trying to bring back the 80s vibes. And we're gonna go on it. We're gonna go into what I peeped. I got a channel on this. I've been seeing it too. So basically, kids are getting into magic these days, younger and younger. Thanks to TikTok and YouTube and social media. Is that, why is that really a problem? Like, it should be a good thing, right? You're like, how come me? It should be a good thing, right? Teach them young, but nobody's teaching them but the internet. Nobody's teaching them responsibility, so they're being irresponsible. Think about what you would have done if you would have had all this shit when you were young, in high school, live, with your parents and different things like that. Instead of spending your Christmas money on shoes, you were spending it on spiritual shit. And that's nothing wrong with that. But think about how mad some of us used to be at our parents or friends or people at school. Think about all the innocent lives that could be taken because somebody got mad at somebody else. High school shit, you mad at, so they do a spell that might take somebody off this plane physically. Or, would you have done a spell against your parents because you were mad at them? Because kids are very emotional. All right? See, when they get into these things, you want to teach them responsibility about this shit, and you want to lead by example. But they have nobody teaching them but the internet. Some of them are doing good. A lot of them are doing bad. So basically, that's causing a lot of irresponsibility and mass chaos in these ethers. It's just now trickling down to the physical. So the elite motherfuckers, they're the ones doing it. They're building an army against the real ones, the great old ones. Okay? Using the children. This gives you that 80s, that old 80s Satanist, satanic energy, that spiritual vibe. Motherfucker got sacrificed in the woods type of vibe. If you watch the show Riverdale on the CW, which is also written, created, and it's written and created by the same motherfucker that did the Sabrina show on Netflix. That Sabrina show gives you mass 80s satanic vibes. Remember the Satanic Panic episode? That's what I think of when I think of this shit right here with the kids getting into spirituality. and doing wrong with it so early because they have nobody there to teach them responsibility. You see what I'm saying? Nobody to teach them. It's the elite doing this shit. They're doing work on your kids. Okay? They're getting your kids to do work on you or on their friends. All of that shit. So if you know they're getting into this shit, curve them to the side, show them some respect and responsibility. Show them your practice. You tell them they don't have to subscribe to what you subscribe to, but teach them responsibility as you would in any type of way. Okay? So the past 5 years, Netflix has been bringing in that eighth dimensional energy or that 80s, vibe with the shows that they've been coming in with. Stranger Things, that's 80s all the way. Like if you just go through it and see. Even the shows that aren't about the 80s have that 80s vibe. It's weird, man. Eighth dimensional realm is coming in. Why is the eighth dimension so important? Because I'm going to tie all this shit in. I got my notes on my phone for this one. So basically, the eighth dimensional realm is the highest realm before you meet the quarantine around the planet. Every planet is a sun. So if there's a quarantine around the planet, that is the corona. Think about it. COVID, corona, quarantine. There's a quarantine around the planet, which is really the corona, because every planet is a fucking sun. Now you get it? Now you get it? How what I was talking about earlier ties into all this shit. They're trying to stop certain energies from getting in. Now that's good and it's bad. So what that does is putting a quarantine around the planet was more of a neutral thing, but it worked more in the favor of these other beings. So it traps everybody in, and it's like a mass feeding ground on the divine feminine. You see how that turns all the way back? It's a mass harvest. But now that, Bill Gates can't spray the sky anymore, because that's what that was. Spraying the sky, quarantine. You see what I'm saying? Trying to block out these souls, these newer souls from coming into these children, these newborn children who will be the warriors. It's a war going on in the sky. It's galactic. It's happening there right now, and it's trickling down here to the physical. There is a lag. There's a fucking lag. So that's the video for the day. That's the video for today. I want you guys to take that in, and some things that we can do is, with just be more in unity, because the mother and the father come together and make the child. If there's a war on the mother and the father to get to the child, then unity it is, motherfucker. That's what we should be going back to. And that's what will help us go to a higher frequency and shift out of the eighth dimension and on. It's going to take some work. You got to build up that astral body, that astral light. Some people's higher selves, their vehicle is parked there, bringing all of that light down that far down into their physical body. I've gone over, videos, how, in some of my last videos on how to bring down astral light, how to build up astral light. That's, we talk about that more over on Patreon, and we will continue on Patreon. So I suggest you guys come sign up for Patreon. If Salavi, if you could drop the Patreon link one more time, because we got Salavi, Crystal, and Lloyd over there. We're doing good. We're doing really good over there. And I'm going to come in and check in with you guys for about maybe 10 minutes or so. And then You guys will get a real video here soon, maybe tomorrow or something like that. But we're going over that information more so on Patreon. So if you guys want to see more of me, come to Patreon. We got the shop that's open, Cash App if you want to donate, whatever. But unity is the thing, and you can preach unity, but what are some methodologies? So what about it's going to come down to the people that that are in your world. What can you do without trying to impress shit upon you? Well, there's going to be men and women around you, your family and friends and whoever else, that you can have an impression on just by doing your work, and them seeing the results that you're getting. They're going to ask, what are you doing? More than likely, because it'll work. It's going to be working. But you can sit down and talk to the people in your world about what the fuck's going on. And how can you guys come together? And that's a part of doing shadow work is, forgiving each other. Forgiving each other, sitting down and forgiving each other. You can burn ancestor money to help these connections come together. You can do that every day. You can do spiritual work to help that. Everybody wants to do spiritual work to get a man or a woman in their life or this or that. Add that into your practice. And this is for the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies. It's going to be received. The unity of those energies. And one of the best ways to do so is to unify it within yourself. It's to become whole. You are whole, but to have that Merkaba within yourself and build up your light body. How about that? It's a process. It's not gonna happen overnight. Practical study. Okay. I've been tapping in. I've been tapping in heavily. Shout out to Travis Mages. I've been tapping into his shit lately. Brother Panic, Bobby Hemmett, Conjure Queen, Brother Yosef, aka New Life Tools, Mook or Yay Mook here on YouTube as well. They always give out, great methods to the madness, doing the work. They give you the science and then they drop methods to do the work, and you just got to get there and do the work. Read the books, do the work. So I love you guys. I'm thankful for all you guys. Thankful to all who donated, and to the Cash App and all who are on Patreon. And I'm thankful, to all who don't, come from the shop and buy stuff. Thank you. Love to all the soul family out there. And I'm gonna see you guys later. Peace.